Let's go to Nana in New York. Nana, what's going on?
Lots of things are going on. How's it going?
Oh, it's going just fine, except for our technical difficulties, but we'll get her ExCultBaby back in just a second. What did you want to talk about today?
Last time I was on, Marco Polo was on, and I was talking about community, but I kind of got a little cut off because I had to go.
Yeah, so what else did you want to talk about in terms of community?
Community has been kind of really important just for me as a person living with people that I live with because I can't have a job yet.
Yeah, so I think. Oh, hey, there she is. All right,
Hey.
Okay, so we're talking about community right now, ExCultBaby. We're talking about the importance. Yeah. So what does? I guess we'll start with you, ExCultBaby. What does community mean to you now? Mm.
Keeps people in because out of fear. So, being able to find community again after, leaving that environment was very important to me. If I didn't have that support system, I don't know where I'd be. I think that community is really important.
I couldn't do what I do now if I didn't have a community backing me up. I don't even know if I would have the courage to leave my religious organizations and even just leave all that behind if I didn't have another community to go to. Those guys that became atheists and stuff before the internet was invented, I don't know
how they did it.
I don't know how the hell you guys did that. Because, man, the internet has done a lot for me in terms of community and in terms of just seeing other people and having their experiences shared and stuff. Props to you guys who were doing that because it's so brave.
The OGs.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, actually, I know this. Well, I sort of know this guy. He runs a YouTube channel, and he was an atheist before the internet was a thing. I've actually talked to him a little bit about.
Oh, Nana, hello, are you still there?
So,
oh, there we go. We just lost it for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you're talking to somebody about that, having community before the internet and stuff. Yeah, I've seen statistics that have kind of shown that atheism has kind of risen with the rise of the internet. So yeah, I think the internet is definitely a part of that.
Sorry.
You're good. Go ahead.
Most of my friends, I'm still in school, so a lot of my friends are either agnostic or fully atheist. Still a majority of people here where I live is actually Jewish.
Interesting.
Instead of Christian, which was kind of surprising for me when I moved up here from Florida, where it was mostly Christian and Catholic majority.
Yeah, that's a side tangent here, but I wish more Christians knew more Jewish people, because some of the times the stuff that some Christians say is absolutely so offensive to the Jewish people and stuff. It's just kind of it's built into the theology, but also just in the way that's oh yeah, we're the fulfilled kind of we're the chosen people of Christ now. The
Jewish people are what am I, chocolate liver?
Yeah, the old covenant is gone now. We have a new covenant through the blood of Jesus, right? And it's just well, okay, these guys who've been practicing this tradition for way longer are just kind of throwing them under the bus there. But yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But everyone in this town is super accepting, and it's really hard to find religious nuts. If I can use that terminology. There's a couple. There's always a couple.
That's good. So
we still get a few.
So you've found community now, and it sounds like you're kind of happy with the community you found, huh?
Yeah, I'm I used to, I mean, a few years ago, I was, I know this sounds kind of like dumb because I'm still a kid and all, but a few years ago, like maybe 4 or 5 years-ish, I was falling into like this really awful depression, and I was stuck there for 4 years. And one of the things that really helped me pull myself out of there was the community I built here, and the community I built online. And
yeah, Donna, I don't know why you're saying that that's dumb, because that's definitely not dumb. That's definitely
It's a
super
pretty
rich.
universal experience.
Absolutely, yeah.
Some people think it's just like, oh, well, you're still like really young. And just being an adult is apparently hell on earth or something.
I don't know anybody who wasn't depressed as a teenager to like some degree, right? Like being a teenager is like the hardest thing in the world. Like part of what I did in my previous job was I was teaching kids and helping with middle schoolers in particular. And like, man, like I don't miss being in middle school for a second. Like it's so.
Oh my God.
It's concerning how many adults kind of dismiss the feelings of teenagers and children to me as like
that's part of what makes it so sucky.
Yeah, and it's like, well, they're people too, right? Like you're kind of like putting them in a different category just because they're younger, that somehow their emotions shouldn't be just as valid, right? Like, well, there's, like even if it's
I got that a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. Everybody has to go through that at some point. I think now we're kind of moving towards a society that it's being more recognizing that more. But I'm so sorry that happened to you, and I'm so glad that the community you found now is helping you with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still struggle with my feelings a little bit. I mean, I'm so much more happier than I used to be.
That's awesome.
I mean, I've really improved over the past couple years. I mean, I went to therapy for maybe 2 years. I only recently stopped, and I just got off my antidepressants like maybe a month or two ago. And, I'm still doing really well.
That's great.
That's excellent.
I'm so happy for you. And, some people, there used to be, it's becoming less so now, but, there was always a stigma about people who go to therapy and, like, what kinds of people are like. I say
I hate that stigma
you know what?
so much.
It's healthy people that go to therapy, right?
Yeah,
because
they're the people that realize that they need help.
Yes.
People that aren't going to therapy are just not acknowledging that they probably need to work through some shit.
Absolutely. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I've actually been kind of pointing some of my friends I'm trying to poke them into it, because a lot of my friends also kind of struggle with feelings of anxiety and depression and that sort of thing. And I've really been trying to like talk to them about it and say, hey, this isn't what it's like made up to be in like the movies and what people talk about online and what your parents might think of it. Because it really helps me. I mean, I probably wouldn't be alive if I didn't have therapy.
Wow. I'm so happy that you're here, that you could tell us about that, that's really great.
Yeah. Actually, when I'm actually like an adult, I kind of want to become a therapist and like help people like that.
I have seen statistics that shown that people who saw therapy when they were younger end up becoming great therapists. Because they are able to be empathetic towards those experiences. If you ask me where exactly I saw that, I don't remember. This is something I read one time, so don't exactly quote me on this. But
an unsourced opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Interesting.
Doesn't
sound like truth.
Well, the source is me. I determine truth now. I say what's right and wrong. But anyway,
I have the truth determiner.
Yeah.
So it's not truth wanted; it's truth dictated.
Truth dictated. Yeah. I like that one better.
ObjectivelyDan.
Yeah. But I will say this: be a light for people in your community, at your school and stuff, and saying like, hey, I
try.
Yeah, because I wish I had people when I was at school that were like that. Because I know that I didn't, and I know that it would make a huge difference if I did. So yeah, I'm proud of what you're doing. I'm so happy that you're here talking to me and talking to us about this. And just keep going strong, Nana. You're doing great.
Yeah, I'm really gonna I'm actually trying and stuff. This is super new to me as a person.
Yeah.
To actually go out, put myself out here like this. I mean, I only recently started calling into shows like this, and it's been a lot of fun.
Oh, I don't know how old you are, but I guarantee at your age I would have never had the confidence to call in to any show like this.
I still don't.
I kind of have that little barrier of none of my friends even know what this is, so I can just go on here and talk.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I'm sure if they found it, they'd be like, "Oh, cool! I never would have called in."
Yeah, right. And the cool thing is when you're older, especially if you choose to go to college, and if you make that choice, and
I'm going to college at this point.
Good for you. If you're going to college and you're going somewhere else, and you get to make decisions on who you get to hang out with more, the population's larger, and you get to find more people that think like you, and you get to relate to a lot more. It becomes so much easier. For me, when I went to college, it was finding more Christian people, and then that kind of became problematic in some ways. But now that you are where you are, you can kind of make a bit of a difference there. I recommend Secular Student Alliance. That's a pretty good organization to get involved with.
I heard about that. Wasn't that on the news a little while ago? Because there was this. I don't know if it was this club, high school club, somewhere in the southern states. Shout out to my southern states. I used to live in that area. There was this high school that wouldn't let these kids start a club about atheism, so they went to a bunch of I think they went to Atheist International or something, and a bunch of other places to basically tell the school, hey, this is not cool, my dude. Let them have their club, or we're gonna protest and stuff.
Yeah. I read about this recently. It was either in Kentucky or Oklahoma or somewhere like that. And
I think it was somewhere in that area.
Yeah. So yeah, good for them. Yeah. The one cool thing about Secular Student Alliance is you don't have to be an atheist.
Their club too.
Yeah, Secular Student Alliance, you don't have to be an atheist. I've known people who are part of the organization that didn't identify that way. You're just interested in separation of church and state, and just having those kinds of conversations in general. So yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, Nana, thanks for calling in. I'm so glad you got to tell me all that, and I wish you luck. I'm sure you're getting lots of love from people in the live chat right now, and best of luck to you. And I can't wait to hear from you again.
Yeah, I'll see. I'll talk to you guys at some point in a later date, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's make it happen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a very nice evening.
You too,
Bye.
Nana. We'll see you later. What a great call, huh?
She was nice.
Yeah.
That was very encouraging.
I would not, again, I said this before, I would not have the courage to talk to strangers on the internet like that at her age about very personal issues like that, and it's good for her.
I kind of had to build a community like that somewhat. I had just a handful of friends who, I knew at school. So it was kind of it was a little bit online. It was a little bit the people that I knew that kind of supported me when I needed it the most. But yeah, community is vital.
Community is vital. And I'm, before we get to the next call, ExCultBaby, I'd love to know, when you left your organization and you were trying to build community, what did you do about that?
As far as just trying to build community, when I first left, initially I had the people that were at my work, and they were all really strong there for me. And I had my couple of friends. I had my friend that I was living with. I had my boyfriend and my girlfriend. And that was pretty much all I had at the time. And after my relationship ended, it was even smaller. But I tried to become friends with my friends' friends. I tried to kind of reach out a little bit more online. right now the community that I have is mostly made up of the friends that I've made at jobs, the friends that I have just met living my life. And as a Jehovah's Witness, I really couldn't do that. Like, I really just couldn't make friends with people at work and stuff like that. So kind of just being able to meet somebody and be like, hey, let's hang out sometime is kind of revolutionary compared to how I grew up. So I feel like it's probably not an extraordinary community to anybody else, but to me it's like, oh, this is my support group. All these people care about me and they're not going to leave me if I change my religion. It's awesome.
Yes. Now, that's interesting you say that, because I have wondered, like, what if I said I was going to be a Christian, like, tomorrow? What would the response from the people around here be? I have no idea what that would be.
I would definitely want to know why, since you've got this whole Truth Wanted street epistemology show going on.
That's what I think. I think everyone would first have to be like, well, why? Like, I'd have to come up with a pretty damn good reason. And even then, people would probably fight me about that.
The thing is, you were friends with skeptics now, and we're really good at calling people out on bullshit.
That's true.
So.
That's true. Yeah, definitely something to think about.